Don't look now, but there may be a massive wave of car repos coming in 2023. Here's what I found. So over the past 2 years, people took out exorbitant loans on cars. Car values were inflated and still are to some extent, but many people simply had no choice and bought an overpriced car. How could they not? Well, some cars have declined in value as much as 30% year over year, and these same people that took out these big loans are now underwater. If you don't know what underwater means, it means they owe banks more on these cars than they're worth. And yes, the banks are aware of this. Problem is, there's no easy solution to this. This brings us to what's happening today. According to one general manager who opened up a portal that dealers use to communicate to auto lenders, 9 of their lending partners have started waiving open auto stipulations for consumers. What does that mean? Well, let me try to explain. Number one, consumers take out an auto loan in 2020, 2021 on an overvalued car. Number two, 2022 comes around, and that overvalued car is now rapidly declining in value. 3, with the car declining in value, consumers now owe more on the car than it's worth. Starting to make sense here? Number 4, that person no longer wants that car. Maybe they outgrew it, or maybe it keeps breaking, so they want to trade it in. Number 5, the dealer can't trade that car in because the consumer owes way too much on it. So the dealer asks the consumer for lots of money down to cover the difference. Number 6, of course, the consumer doesn't have the extra thousands of dollars needed to cover the difference between what they owe on the car and what it's worth. So here comes this perfect storm of problems. The dealer can't sell the consumer a car, the consumer can't buy a car, and you guessed it, the lender can't finance a car. So everybody loses. So what happens next? Well, the lender knows that most consumers are stuck in this situation and does the following. They waives this open auto stipulation, meaning the lender lets the consumer buy the car knowing that they already have an open auto loan with another bank. Why would they do this? Surely the lender knows the consumer has taken out a second auto loan and they're much riskier and have a high risk of default, right? They have to know this. But the lender does this anyway because they know the consumer will default on the other car. It's the only way lenders, though, can finance cars and dealers can put cars on the road. They have to do this. Well, they shouldn't do this, but they're doing this. And the implications of this will be lots and lots of car repos. And this is why there will be a tidal wave of repossessions in 2023. If lenders are willing to backstab each other in order to put more loans on the roads, we're all in trouble. On a somewhat positive note, used car prices are on the decline, partly because of repossessions and partly because of higher interest rates. The latest numbers I have here, used cars are currently listed at an average price of $28,800, which is down from $30,600 from 3 months ago. However, the average listing back in July of 2020, so just about a couple years ago, was around $21,000. So we still have a long way to go on used car prices going back to where they were just a couple of years ago. Speaking of interest rates, one of the major reasons causing the decline in the average car prices is the rising interest rates. As they go up, it becomes more expensive to finance a car purchase, with average financing rates currently between 6 and 10% for those with good credit and much higher for those with poor credit. Many people can't afford cars at these prices. This is one of the major reasons in the drop in the average used car price. The big question is, when should you buy a used vehicle? Well, if you have to, you have to. But if you can wait 6 to 9 months, that would be the best deal possible, because if we continue at this rate, let's say over the next, 6 months, the prices could drop another 12% overall. So on today's $25,000 used vehicle, it could be $22,000 in 6 months. So you're saving $500 a month in not having to buy that car now if you can wait that long. And if this wave of car repos does happen in the next 6 months, we could see those used car prices dropping even further. One final note, if you really need a vehicle right now, try to pay with cash or pay the largest down payment that you can afford to avoid those higher interest rates and those larger loan payments. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.